Hey, good morning. It is Jane Odom from the AAC Language Lab, and we are going to talk about a lesson plan today. And we are going to look at a lot of things that you can do at home to teach vocabulary. So this lesson is in stages 2 as well as stages 3, and the lesson is called Come. But you can actually play these games no matter what vocabulary you're working on. So I wanted to kind of highlight this one because there's just a lot of really kind of fun, useful things that you can do very simply, very cheaply at home. So we look at the target vocabulary. The first thing I do when I'm working with a student is kind of show them where that vocabulary is going to be. So we pre-teach the vocabulary, and then we talk about, how we would use that vocabulary and things that you could say with it. So one of the first games in this lesson plan, and I couldn't figure out a way to kind of move my iPad around so that I could do this live session and show the camera. So I kind of put everything on paper to kind of model it for you, but this would technically could be on your table. All right, but I'm going to hold these things up so that you can see them. So we get the ever popular, very expensive popsicle sticks or tongue depressors, and you can add that vocabulary onto these, turn them over, and the student can turn them over and then find them on their device. Now, if the student is just starting out and learning the vocabulary, they just need to find the word. But if they are on, say, stages 2, which would be building phrases, or stage 3, which would be actually making complete sentences, then that's what the expectation could be. So they could use the word come in a phrase or a sentence. They could use the word play with, all the different words that they're learning. I'm going to call for a minute. Excuse me. Okay, so that's one of the first games to play. Again, you can play this with any vocabulary, anything that you're working on. You can do this with math facts. You can do this with science vocabulary, anything that you want. All right, so there is one of the first games. The next game is absolutely one of my favorites. So you're going to need to print this out, and you get the very expensive fly swatter from the dollar store. Actually, I got a 2-pack at the Walmart for $1, so I got my 2 of these. So one of these I use to play this game, and the other one I actually cut out and I can use to model words on a manual board. But you're going to put Velcro on the fly swatter. So you've got this soft part here, and then you've got the hard part on the back of all the vocabulary cards. And basically, the student gets to swat a word, they get to catch the bug, and then they can either find that on their device or use that in a phrase or sentence. And so there's a whole crew of bugs that come with this. Or you can very easily modify this and use some tape, cover up the word, and put a different word on there. Put a math fact on there, do whatever you want. But the swat the word game the kids absolutely love it because they get to do something unexpected. So when you're playing games where you're kind of using ordinary objects but in a weird way, or something for learning or for fun, oftentimes you can kind of get that hook to get that child interested. So swatting bugs is a really fun way to learn vocabulary. Hello, Wendy. Nice to see you, and thank you for watching. All right, so here's the second game in this lesson plan. Okay, we're going to keep going. So here is the third game. It's called Read the Room. So you can do this in one room, you can do this across the house, you can do this outside in the yard, wherever you want to do, but you're going to take those target vocabulary words and put them on cards, and then place them different places around the house or your yard. And you could even make this as a scavenger hunt where you can hide them a little, and then the student has to run around and read the room. So this time they're working on sight vocabulary. So they're using their device to find the icon sequences, but they're also looking at the word and trying to read that as a sight word. So if they find a word and maybe they're not for sure what word that is, you can certainly model for them and talk about that word and help them to learn that word. So Read the Room is, again, just a fun game that you get the kids up and moving around, and you can put these anywhere and do this anywhere. All right, so there's another game. All right, we're going to keep on going. So then another fun thing that you can do is you can have the child make the words. So maybe we use pipe cleaners. And so you can take the ever expensive pipe cleaners and make the words with the pipe cleaners. So now they're getting a little fine motor in there as well. And so this is one way to do it. Another way that you can do it is wiki sticks. Oh, I lost my E. Oh, no, there it is. Okay, so the E is yellow, so you can't see that very well, but there is an E right there. So I made these letters out of wiki sticks, and so that's another way that you can do this. Or, this one's my favorite, because I just like the way these smell, is Play-Doh. So now I got my Play-Doh, and I created the word out of my Play-Doh. So now I am learning letters. I am learning words. I can find the words on my device. I can use the words in a phrase. I can use the words in a sentence. But I have another way to kind of explore language with something fun that's memorable that's going to help that student. Okay? So we take our read the room cards, and now this lesson plan comes with a writing template. So now we can use those words and maybe come up with a story where we tie all those words together. And this could be something that you do as a family. So maybe you get all the kids together, or mom and dad and Junior are sitting around the table. Well, let's do a story together. And so a lot of times you can generate ideas by kind of like asking good questions and getting the student excited about writing. So the templates on the language lab are PDF files that you can print out and you can just write this in. But if you have this on the computer and you have the ability to do computer emulation on your device, the student can actually use their device to write within the template, and that is called computer emulation. So if you want more information on that, pop a message here under this. I can send you the links of how to do that with different devices. But again, it's got to be a device that supports computer emulation. But basically, the device becomes an alternative keyboard, and so the student can do their own writing. They can also put a little illustration in there, but most importantly, after the story is done, make sure they read it to somebody. So have a little story slam where everybody gets to read together as a family, and all the kids can do this and they can each read and write their own story. So much fun. All right, this lesson also comes with some videos. So every once in a while we like to have some videos because a lot of our kids like really enjoy YouTube. My kid, he's 21 years old, no interest in watching television, but he watches YouTube videos all day long. Okay, so I don't need to get him, a subscription to anything because, usually he's just watching YouTube. So we have 2 video links on this lesson plan. For our little guys, we have She'll Be Coming Around the Mountain, so we can work on the word come. And then for our older kids, we have Selena Gomez with Are You Ready? Come and Get It. No, 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 no. So there you go. So there's a video with her singing that at one of the Disney events. And if your student likes Selena Gomez or some popular music, that's another way that you can reinforce language. Finally, we have a board game. So you get a dice and you can print out this board game. They roll the dice, they move their marker to, let's get a marker. So I have my handy dandy dinosaurs and I can roll the dice, move my marker, there we go. Move my marker, and if I land on a word, I can either find that word, use that word in a phrase, or use that word in a sentence, okay? So my friends, we have a lot of different activities in this one lesson plan. And sometimes people will say to me, well, what do you have for young adults? Well, you know what? A lot of this stuff can be modified and changed around for students no matter what their age is. I've gone in and worked at adult day programs where we work on a lot of these games, and they're just as interesting for older folks as they are for our little guys. So don't feel that you have to do absolutely every activity in a lesson plan. Pick and choose the ones that are going to be meaningful for your student and have fun with it. And again, a lot of these are these games that you can do a variety of different ways. So we can make words out of Play-Doh. We can make any word we want. We can make math facts out of Play-Doh. We can, the sky's the limit. And it's just your imagination.